Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what our plans are for summer school. And so if you enjoy this type of content and other homeschool content, please remember to subscribe and let's get into it. Okay, this video is an open collaboration video with Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. And we're talking about summer school plans. And so there'll be a playlist linked down below that has a whole bunch of other homeschool moms here on YouTube sharing what their plans are for summer school. And so you can check that out and get a bunch of ideas. But today I'm going to be sharing kind of what our plans are, and hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it's helpful for you and gives you some ideas. Okay, so I am not one of those moms that generally plans everything within quarters. In my mind, it's kind of planned in quarters, you know, for the school year, but I don't write things down and plan it that way, which is a lot of people that would know me would be like, that's kind of weird for you because I'm just so meticulous about things. But I just don't. We just work through our curriculum and we get done when we get done, you know, and I kind of know in my head when we need to move on to the next thing, and that's just how it works well for us. And so normally our school year finishes about Memorial Day, like right before Memorial Day, and then it starts right after Labor Day. Again, that's kind of what I do for full-blown, like intensive. We usually do a 4-day like school week, and then Fridays are extra. My kids' foreign language classes are that day, or if we do games or anything like that, or activities, or go like on a hike or outside or something, a lot of that stuff's reserved for Friday. And so that's kind of what it normally looks like. We finished a little bit earlier this year because we went on a family vacation, and I wasn't going to come back and do homeschool for like a week and then be done again. And so that's kind of what we normally do. And then last year we took the month of June basically off except for summer reading, and then did some schoolwork into July and August. But since I'm having this baby at the beginning of August, we are just gonna take August off and start again after Labor Day, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. So we're just gonna have June and July where we're doing a little bit more summer school stuff. And for us, that involves just a little bit of schoolwork to kind of keep our minds fresh, and summer reading. Last year, we started being more intentional, I guess, about summer reading. And so my kids are supposed to read 5 days a week for 30 minutes. And my youngest, she's not my youngest anymore, but my youngest that can sort of read, my 6-year-old, she doesn't read like very well yet. And so that will probably involve her either working with one of us, or us reading to her, or her just looking through some picture books by herself. Those kind of things. That's what her reading will look like. But then my older kids can read by themselves. So they read 30 minutes a day. And then for every month last year that we did that, so they'll still be reading through August, even though we won't be doing some schoolwork kind of stuff. We had some sort of prize at the end of it. So one of them, my son really wanted to go to this restaurant and have sushi. And he just really wanted to try it because he is obsessed with Japan. So that's what we did. And, you know, it was a splurge for our family. We don't eat out very often. It's expensive, not always worth it. You know, I usually can make something better at home. Not sushi, but. And so they all enjoyed it. You know, it was like a kabuchi. Is that what they're even called? I don't know, the Japanese, you know, so they get the show and everything, and they really enjoyed the whole experience. It was a lot of fun. And then we had a big like swimming day. My husband had an aunt that had a really big pool. Sorry, my throat. I blame it all on this baby, okay? When I'm pregnant, my throat is like just so sensitive to everything. And my husband always is like, are you okay? Are you dying? I'm fine, really. It's just, I'm sorry for you guys. You have to listen to me. But his aunt had a pool, and so we went down there and just had a big family day and played at the pool and all that kind of stuff. So we try to make it something different that we don't normally do, and have this kind of family activity at the end of us doing something together for their reward for reading, instead of oh, they get a certain amount of money or a toy or whatever, you know, it's like a family experience. And that worked really well last summer. So our plan is to do that again this summer. My husband kind of heads the reading part of everything. So he just makes a simple like chart that we put on our whiteboard back here, and my kids will just mark it when they do their reading for the day. And sometimes we have a specific time, like usually right after lunch is a really good time to like quiet down and have them do their 30 minutes of reading, but some of them get it done earlier in the day, some a little bit later. It just kind of depends. But that's something that we're doing again this summer. I think it's very important to keep our kids reading, and we might have them pick a few different genres than they typically read from, just so that they can branch out instead of just reading stuff that they really, really enjoy and that excites them. You know, there might be other things they enjoy, they just don't know it because they don't try to read anything else. So we're gonna try to branch out, but that's a huge part of our summer school is summer reading. Okay, then I made this very basic chart. It will go up here so my kids can see it, and we reference it a little bit, usually more as soon as I put it up and then never again. But it just kind of goes through the week and gives an overview of what we're doing. So our plan tentatively right now is to do Tuesday, Thursday is more of they'll do a math lesson, a language arts lesson on those 2 days, and then we'll do some group work. I want to try to go through the maturation book from The Good and the Beautiful, and also cover some of botany, just because this is a good time for where we live to do botany before, you know, we go back into winter forever. And so I want to try to go through some of those things, because then we can actually go outside and see them. And so that's kind of my goal. We'll see how it goes. So these 2 days have the most things, because that's what we're planning to do. You know, they have their personal reading on those days, and then scriptures every day. We'll do something with scriptures, whether it's them personally. They do personal scripture study in the mornings, and then my daughter does some at night, and she'll read before she goes to bed. But then also some family group study type things that we'll be doing. So we'll have that. And then Friday, they still will have their Japanese and Spanish lessons that they have been having for the last year, at least on Fridays. Fridays seem to work best for us, just because otherwise, when we had it scheduled on other days, like last summer, I think we were doing Mondays, which worked fine for summer, but then when we're in the school year, it'd interrupt our normal flow of our school morning. And so Fridays is kind of our flex day anyway. So I put it all on Friday. And then for my 6-year-old, she will be doing reading and like language arts with my husband. He's been working with her on that already and been going through 100 Easy Lessons. He worked with my other kids through that book, and it's just kind of his thing, and he's just more patient about it with her than I am. And so he's going through that with her. And then he also discovered this last week, because he's done a little bit on Duolingo. He speaks many languages, and they actually have an ABC, like English language app. I think it's like a separate one from Duolingo, but it's made by them. And so she's actually been doing that. She'll do some of the 100 Easy Lessons, and then she'll go through the lessons on that as well. And some of it's just currently review. I don't know, he doesn't know either how like high it goes. Sorry, my throat, it's not doing well today. He doesn't know how high it goes either, but we'll see. We'll see how high it goes. Right now, it's just been good because it does help her review things she's already learned, letter sounds, different things like that. So she's been working on that, and she will still continue with her math as well, because she's in the Good and the Beautiful level 1. She's getting close to being done with it, so then she'll start level 2 in the fall. But that's kind of the plan for her, because she's still working on reading and trying to blend sounds, and so we're just trying to go slow and go at her pace. So all in all, I think that's what we're doing for summer school. That's kind of our overall plan. Obviously, things will change. We're flexible if things come up and we want to do something, you know, and then once this baby's here, then my kids can have summer in August. They complain so much, like they're like, oh, why do we have to go back to school? I'm like, you guys just say you're bored anyway, so we might as well do something. And so we do, and they usually enjoy it, but still sometimes they just have an attitude problem about it, but it's still good. Okay, so that's our summer school plans. Nothing super crazy, just basically what we've already been doing, but very simplified. And remember to check out the playlist down below, because then you can see what other homeschool moms like to do for their summer school. Some might not do anything, they just like to take it completely off. Some continue to school year round on their normal schedule, but there'll be a bunch of different ideas in that playlist if you want to check it out. And remember to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.